Okay, back again. Changed some plans here. Looking at it, I want to be able to get into this if I have to service this or whatever. What I did is on that plate that I was telling you goes up here. Basically, what I did is I drilled them, same as I drilled the one through the firewall area there and that block off plate area for that clutch. It is a 5/16. I drilled two holes on each side, 4 holes total. And what I did is I got some bigger zip ties I had, put them up in here, and then this is the one that goes up to the tuner, extra wire so it's not dangling down where my foot catches later. And then on this assembly here that goes to the OBD2, I noticed it was dropping a little bit, so I wrapped the extra wire around underneath and supported it, and then I just went underneath the Race Me Ultra pack here and ran a zip tie. I don't have these real tight, so I can move this white wire or cable a little bit, but I want to get everything up so I don't rip it down later, or at least if it has to, it can flex a little bit and not break wires, and then I have shorts later. What I ended up doing was I ran that tuner wire up in here, and I got the pillar pod, and then what it has is it has a hole. I also looked on my order form. This is also for a phone. You can use it for also or other add-ons. I don't have the other adapters since I just got the one for the tuner, but the other one I was telling you about the other day, what it has here is it has where the tuner slides down on these 2 slide pieces here. And this is the one from Race Me Ultra. It's one of the vacuum ones to your windshield. I never took this off because I don't think I'm going to ever use it, but I got it if I do. You just basically wet this a little bit and then push this up when you got it on your window wherever you want. And then that way you could have it way down. I'll try to get you moved over a little bit here. Or you could have it, if you wanted it way down here. Oop, got stuck in the speaker. But that way you could have it way down here on your windshield, or you could have it up here, depending on where you wanted to mount it. But I figured over time with the cold, what'll happen is it'll drop, and I don't want to break the tuner screen. And then basically what I did was when I ran this, whoops, there's that piece again I dropped. When I ran this up in there, I put it on, and then as I put it on, before I put any screws or anything back in, I move this to make sure I'm not pinching anything before I even tighten anything down. And I tighten my top screw first, and then and each time as I went a little bit, I tugged on this to make sure it's not going to pinch that wire in there, because that's the last thing you want to do, and then you got to order a new one. Or okay, let's see if we get you set back up here again. All right, got you repositioned here again. So, anyways, get that plate back up in there and get some of this reassembled. Another thing you can use, depending on your budget or whatever that you had to, and you didn't have enough zip ties, you can use some of your twist straps that they give in the kit, or if you have some bread or garbage, well, I don't know, too many bread ones, but anyways, garbage bag, the metal twist ties. All right, now when we get this back up in here, just want to watch when you put everything back up in, you don't pinch some wire. And to make sure also, like when you got your wire through your firewall, you have enough slack so you don't snap any of the plastic pieces off that goes into the memory box on the tuner down here. And then basically, hopefully you can see me get these started. Get back off. I see something I got to do here. Thought it had a little slot, but it does this. Whoop, bolt right back up here. These 4 screws. I want to make sure I look up in here, up behind here, before I tighten anything down. None of my cables are going to be pinched or bent way over where I don't want them, and then have issues of possibly shorting out in the future. Looks like we're good. Go ahead and snug these down. Alright. A little bit of my mess up here. And here. Got my magnet. I drilled my plate right in here in the truck. I didn't take it off. Just be careful when you do that. You don't drill into your plastic cover here. Leave a little bit of this antique dust up in here. Factory dust. Okay, and now nicely that snaps up in there. Oop, we don't go that far. Top, bottom, unplug it again. Make sure I get my wire hooked back in here for my pedals. All right, now get everything lined back up. Careful, push it in, especially with it being cold too. Alright. And then here's some screws. I'll put in the bottom of the description what, if you wanted to use a ratchet, what size they are. So like I said, make sure if you're using some sort of power tool or whatever on them, get them started first instead of trying to thread them in that way, and then you cross thread them later on. You got more work for yourself. in the future. And then make sure too, if you're doing this, careful when you tighten them down so you don't crack your plastic out. I have to put a bigger screw hole or bigger bolt or screw in there later. Okay, now here's what that side cover looks like. All your snaps, they go into the side there, and they were fun getting out. Back in behind there. And make sure get up behind that seal, outer edge door seal here. Just take your time when you do this. It's not a race. I know it's nice to get stuff done real fast and get back on the road, but take your time and make sure you do it right and save you in the long run. Alright, I'm gonna put this ball lock back on there. Now the reason I took the tuner back off also is, bring it over here. I want to make sure on the back of this, when I'm putting this back together, get you positioned. Go down. Hopefully you got a good view. I want to make sure I look at, not try to cram this in there, and make sure I get it the right way. So that's another reason I took this off. Make sure you got a nice there. Push this on. That little piece that we keep dropping is, it's basically, it threads the socket. You can tighten and loosen it so you can reposition. You know, you can go that way. Basically get it where you want it at. And snug it up. And then you got positioning there, and then like I stated, them 4 screws you can loosen. And this back plate, you can position this up or down. And it's standing here, that looks like a good position for it. So that'll complete the inside install of the tuner. And basically what I got here is, here's where the OBD2s come down and around, and I just got it right there. So that's basically what you see. And then I got my trailer controller and another thing I'll show in another video, and the name of it, it's basically for anybody that's into the pew pews. You can put your pew pew there, and it's basically got a magnet, and then it's got a slot down there. I'll show in the future video a little more on that. And this hole here, eventually we'll use, this was what somebody had something in there, whoever had the truck before, but I'll utilize that hole. So all right, Zone 32 out.